Hey everybody, welcome into another edition of Make Every Second Count Live with me, your host and international award-winning Make Every Second Count speaker, Jeff Marconette Jr. But we have an amazing show for you tonight, guys, and I ask you if you would please share this video out, invite all kinds of people to watch it, because I guarantee Andrea is going to help you liberate your love legacy, and that is pretty darn amazing. So if you would also, don't forget to watch this every week, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Give us all kinds of thumbs up, hearts, smiley faces, frowny faces, cry faces. Just give us something to help us trick the algorithm on any of the platforms we're on. And also keep the comments flowing, please. We'd love to see your conversation. All right. Well, with no further ado, I would like to bring to the stage Andrea.
Hello.
Hey, Andrea, how are you?
Hello, everyone. Hello, Jeff. It's so good to see you. It's been a
It's,
while.
I'm glad to see you too. It's so awesome to have you here on my show. And we'll just go ahead and jump right in. So, if you would like to go ahead and introduce yourself, tell everybody who you are, where you're from, what you do, and more importantly, why you do what you do. And I'm going to be inviting some people on my phone here for just a minute, but I am listening.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Outstanding. So, Jeff's sending out the invitation to more people. Well, that's exciting. I love people. I love getting to know people. I am the legacy liberator, Andrea Luzon. I stand for individuals who are wanting to come home to themselves. They want their external environment to reflect who they feel they truly are inside. And yet they're pretty disconnected from that right now in their life. So, therefore, I am working with them to liberate their love legacy. The word legacy often is about money and buildings and inheritance, but your love legacy is the unique imprint that you make on hearts and minds through your words, your presence, and your deeds. And a lot of us are, the vibration that we're putting out in the world is really from more of a wounded place, like self defense mechanisms. And it's not really the energy of that love legacy. So
Wow.
that's really what I stand for. And I will say that I have an emphasis to work with ADHD parents of ADHD kids. That's a pain point in my life, a journey that I'm on, and I really want to help other individuals move through that challenge that they might be experiencing in their life.
Man, that's crazy. And that was a whole lot that you just said. And I can't guarantee I actually was paying that great of attention, but we'll roll with it because I know what you said was important. And we appreciate everybody who's in here tonight. We I see you out there, Ben Bruce. He's watching from Lagos, Nigeria, and he says, "Hey Andrea, it's a pleasure having you on the show today." He's a loyal fan of the show, so we appreciate him, and we thank you so much, Ben Bruce, for commenting on tonight's episode. So I know from personal I know personally that in life there are all kinds of things that try to hold us back, try to hold us down from climbing that ladder, the ladder to success, the ladder to find love, to find happiness. And you see, I was in a car wreck when I was 17. I spent 2.5 months in a coma and 3.5 in the hospital. They told me that I wouldn't walk again, but I'm walking now. I'm living proof that you guys can overcome anything, and it doesn't matter what other people tell you. but I know that we have to grow through some things in order to get to the point where I am, because the point where I am has taken a lot of growth. I've gone through 21 plus years of physical therapy. Not fun, quite painful. So, has there been anything that you have had to grow through in your days, Andrea?
Yes, I love your story, Jeff, and it's interesting. You speak about making every second count,
Yes.
and not making every second count is what brought me to my growth edge, which is it was a huge breakdown. It was the winter of 2018. I had been at a job for 7 years, knowing, like having a deep knowing that the job was not a good fit for me. It was just very, it didn't utilize any of my gifts, or it didn't utilize enough of my gifts to keep me inspired and interested. And that's only part of it. There were a lot of other little points that led me to this breakdown that I had. It wasn't the car accident that you had, and yet I was laid out on the floor for days, crying, not being able to catch my breath, being immobilized. And that is when I called a friend and just said, "Hey, I don't know what's going on. I can't function. I can't move. I know I'm not going to work today. I can't be around my kids or my husband." And so she threw me a lifeline. And then that's when my life started to change. That's when I really started to look at how I had been showing up in my life.
You know, a lot of people say that reaching out for help is a sign of weakness, and a lot of people are afraid to do it because they think it is a sign of weakness. But in reality, I think asking for help shows a sign of strength, shows a sign that you're willing to actually grow, because you don't want to remain in that situation any longer. So I find that pretty awesome that you reached out for help. So what happened when you reached out to your friend for help?
I was open to receiving advice, and what she said was, I've been watching you for years not live your potential." And she said, "I've been there. And what helped me was to go to this particular school and study spiritual psychology. And that the work that they take you through is very experiential. And it really helped me see those wounded places inside that I was protecting. And all of that effort in protecting those hurt places that I had from my history, that like all of my energy was spent. And that's why I was kind of selling out and doing this half-hearted job in my life. And I wasn't willing to take risks. I just didn't want to be judged. I didn't want to be hurt. So going to this, so studying spiritual psychology really was the transformative tool that kind of guided me back home to myself.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad that you have found yourself now, because being lost and not knowing where you're going is not a good feeling at all. So I would also like to point out that Jeannie said here in the comments, "Hey Jeff and Andrea." She is from Canada. And then we have Otis. I'm not going to try to say his last name, but I'm sorry, Otis. Thank you so much for watching. He's actually watching us from Rwanda tonight. So we have a pretty good sized um, globe of people watching the show. So we thank you guys so much, and we ask you if you would please share this video out, invite all kinds of people to watch it, because I guarantee that you are going to learn something and learn that you can grow through anything you are dealing with by liberating your love legacy. So I have to ask, can you explain the love legacy a little more, because I don't know if I missed it or everybody missed it, but I did want to understand.
Yeah. I just enjoy hanging out with you, Jeff. You just make everything fun.
Well, I'm
Yes, I'm
glad.
happy to talk about it always. Uh, I truly believe that your love legacy is the imprint that you're already making everywhere in your life. And you sometimes we have these parts of us that we think people don't know. Like people don't know that I'm depressed, or people don't know that I'm having imposter syndrome. People don't know that I'm not feeling confident. But here's the thing, people can feel it. They can feel those things that you're not sharing. And so you're already making imprints everywhere. So the most important piece about your love legacy is how you are imprinting on yourself. What kind of things am I telling myself? What do I believe about myself? Am I worthy? Am I valuable? Am I enough? Am I important? So am I good? Am I bad? So your love legacy is the imprint that you're already making on your own heart and mind, and the imprint that you're making on every relationship. You're in your work.
Andrea, you're not good.
Thank
You are great.
you.
Sorry, just had to add that.
You are great, Jeff. I've met you in
I know I am. I just want to show everybody out there that they are great too. So it's great that I can tell you you are great. All right, so now you have kind of explained love legacy. Can you? Aw, Ben Bruce says yes, she is great. So that's pretty cool. So
Yes,
thanks, Ben
hello to
Bruce.
everyone. Hello to
All
everyone
right,
around the world. This is very fun. Glad to
yeah,
have you.
I'm glad you're having fun. So I have to ask, how did you find your love legacy first of all?
Self-reflection. Being willing to, like, it's like lifting the hood on a car. Your car is running funny, and you have all these stories about what you think is working, what you think is not working. But it's not until you lift up the hood of the car and really get in there and reflect on what's going on, that you're going to be able to drive your car better, that you're going to be able to fix that. And it's really not about fixing, but you're going to be able to become aware of what's going on, and then you're going to be able to show up in that true, authentic, like, energy of who you are. So that's a car analogy, but basically it was the inner work. It was through deep self-reflection, and those are the tools that I use when I work with individuals. I call them deep dives. And it can be anything from a journal prompt to a guided meditation to all these different ways that we can look within and heal those hurt places inside of us. And then it's magical how we begin to show up in our, like, in that light. The light inside of us begins to shine through this deep work, inner work.
That sounds great. I absolutely love that. Um, so how yeah, I realize you do this as a job and you don't want to give everything away, but can you explain to somebody how they might start to find their love legacy?
Mm.
Say they're dealing with a hard time right now. Let's say they're out of a job or they're low on money. How can they help find their love legacy so they can, in order to find happiness?
For me, I love being inspired. I find that when I'm inspired, like, I just feel different. I feel uplifted. So I would advise to begin with finding little ways to uplift yourself. I am a huge fan of YouTube. I believe you have a YouTube channel, Jeff.
Yes, I do.
My YouTube channel, which is Andrea Luzon, you would just look up Andrea Luzon, and I have over 200 videos of guided meditations, And sometimes we do dance and body movement. I have journal prompts that will help you ask those deeper questions. And I will say that each video is usually around 30 minutes, but that's, I think, enough time for you to play, have fun, go within, kind of go deeper, and then the body movement. And then we usually end with journaling. So I would
Yeah,
advise check out one of those and see if it lands for you. And if not, it might YouTube might connect you to someone with a similar guidance for you.
that is great advice, guys. So she mentioned that I have a YouTube, and I actually have my link running down here on the scroll,
Yes.
and you guys can find it there. Please don't forget to subscribe to me, watch all my videos. And I don't mean just watch one or two, no, watch them all. They will help you. And I will make sure to get Andrea's links and put them in the comments after the show. But so I heard you say that you. Oh, thank you, Jeannie. She says I love the questions you asked, Jeff. Great questions. And then Ben Bruce said, absolutely. So thank you guys. Keep these comments coming. I absolutely love those questions. So, or I don't love the questions. I just love seeing you guys post your thoughts in the comments. I had questions on my mind. So, but you mentioned there that you had a lack of self-worth. A how can you tell somebody or help somebody work on their self-worth if they don't see value in themselves?
Yes. Wow. Initially, it's a leap of faith. I mean, for anyone who wants to start changing their life, there has to be a bit of a leap forward because you have come to the edge of I don't know, your potential at that time. And so working with a therapist, working with a coach, finding a community of individuals uplifting each other and doing the inner work, it's really going to require a leap of faith. I will say that the deeper inner work, sometimes it's really uncomfortable. Sometimes you lift up the hood of the car and you're like, oh no, I want to shut it. I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to see that. So yeah, I mean, coming up against our shadow, our darker parts, it can be really sad, or it can bring up some anger. There are a lot of things that are uncomfortable. But I'd like to tell you a little bit about the how. So it's really about awakening to your vision. Like a lot of people have forgotten to dream. Like they've forgotten how to dream, how to say, I want to have this or do this or go there within the next 5 years. Some people are just like, nope, I don't know what I'm dreaming. This is all there is. So my job is to support you in waking up that dream again, finding, like digging into those old things that brought you joy and like, what feels good? So we get into the vision, awakening to your vision. And then we're going to look at those parts of like, why are you not living the vision? Let's look at that. Let's look at those blocks, those misbeliefs, those patterns that are holding you back. And then lastly, we go practice. If you want to show up differently, it's time to leap. It's time to take some jumps in your life and begin practicing how you're making commitments in your life and the kind of actions you're taking in your life. Are those aligned with the vision that you have for your life? So that gives you kind of the bones of where we go. It's really vision, breaking through, and then practicing.
So, all right, how can people, without giving away all your secrets,
Mhm.
how can people find out where they need to go? If they need to get in deeper, or that doesn't sound very professional, but if they need to go deeper, how can they find the steps to do that?
Got it. It depends on who you want to work with. Maybe you want to be in a community. Maybe you want to work with someone one-on-one. And so if you check in with yourself Ask yourself if it's something that you want. Do you want to start making changes or shifts in your life? Do you want to wake up this love legacy that is inside of you? Like, who I am deep inside, does it match what's happening outside of me? Does my inner reflect in my outer? My inner life, is it reflected in my outer life? And then check with your network. You might already know someone that you admire and that you would like to have coach you. Or maybe that person's already in a group that's helping them. So maybe there's someone that you know already in your circle who's doing that inner work and who's living the kind of life you want to live. Reach out to that person. You could even do an informational interview with someone you admire. And then all of a sudden you're finding that inspiration is coming back and you want to up level your life, live a bigger life, have more satisfaction.
Yeah, wow. So we have somebody watching here on YouTube. Now, his name is the Mindful Architect. Now, you might know who that is. I don't, but I thank you so much for watching. But do you believe the whole mindfulness movement is a great thing?
I
Or
think
how do you view that?
I think it's an asset. I think that we all have tools that we can bring out when we're struggling in life or when we want to find our calm place inside. We want to step out of the triggered feelings that we sometimes get when we're really mad or jealous or sad and we feel like we can't come out of it. I would say that mindfulness is a tool that you can utilize, kind of like self-coaching. It's like a self-coaching tool that I would definitely advise people to utilize for sure.
Yes, that is awesome. Thank you so much again for watching Mindful Architect. Now, I want to. You might know how to say her last name, but I don't.
Mhm. I think I know
So
Stacey. Yes.
yeah, you do know Stacy. She was in your class.
Mm,
I I think for BTBY speakers.
mm.
But do you know how to say her last name?
I'd like to give it a shot, but I
Well,
don't
give it a shot. Take your
watch.
shot.
I want to say Wattier, but I think that's wrong. She'll
All
message
right.
she'll message us afterwards and tell us how to pronounce it.
Yeah. Well, she says, love the info being shared. You both are blessings sharing your gift. We thank you so much for watching, Stacy. And I hope she said your name right because I didn't even attempt it. So you can't blame me. Now, oh, Jeannie says, pronounce Wache.
Watche? Mm.
She thinks, but I don't know. And then, we have Jeannie here again saying what Andrea is saying is so true. It really resonates with me. I'm about to start a course which will help me with my vision. Now,
So awesome.
um, now let's see. We got Ben Bruce saying 100% awesome. We have Mindful Architect saying my pleasure, buddy.
Cliff Shuffler.
Well, it's great to meet you, Cliff. Please reach out on Facebook. I would like to get you on the show. And then we have Stacy. I was at the final of her class, and it's Waggy. So you were wrong, and I didn't attempt it, so I'm not wrong. But sorry, Jeannie, you were wrong too. But thank you for attempting it. So I have to ask now, do you have any contact information or any website or anything that you would like to give out? I know you gave your website earlier, but I'll have to pay more attention.
Yes, AndreaLuzon.com. So Andrea, Andrea, Luzon is LUZON.com. And I would love to see everyone there. There are various buttons you can click. You can read my blog. You can book a session with me. I love energy healing. It's one of my favorite places to be on the planet. And one-on-one coaching is another sweet spot of mine. It's like energy healing and then the one-on-one coaching and group coaching. Those are the pieces that really light up my world. That's why I stay in the coaching field, is to do this work.
Yeah, and guys, check it out. If you go to her website, you get to push her buttons. That's worth it right there. So I'd like to say hi to Tammy Joy, who just joined the room, and I believe you know Tammy as well. I put Andrea's website here on the screen. You guys can see it there. Now we also have Stacy saying no worries on the pronunciation. I struggled too when I first heard it. Typically I go by Stacy Labon.
Sounds
I
very
think,
French. Le bon.
yeah. It's like give me a buffet. How about some cheese with that wine? No, I don't know. But so guys, don't forget to go check out Andrea Luzon at AndreaLuzon.com, which is AndreaLuzon.com. And remember, push your buttons. You can do that on her website.
Jeff with the jokes.
Yeah. So, guys, we thank you so much for watching. Again, please share this video out. Invite people to watch this video after we're done. And if you watch the whole thing, congratulations. And thank you so much for taking the first step to growing. I really, really, really admire that. And I need you guys to do me a favor all week, including you, Andrea. I need you to make every second count. Why? Because you never know when the seconds will run out on your one life. Hey, I will see you guys back here next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Love you too, Andrea. Thank you so much for doing this show tonight. And you have a fantastic evening. Everybody else, fantastic evening as well. Thanks again, Andrea.
Thank you.